Hello everyone, welcome to I Born Poland YouTube channel. My name is Roshana Shamkader, a Sri Lankan currently living in Poland. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the Poland work permits. So under this topic, I'm planning to discuss what is a work permit, what are the work permit types, and what is the process of the work permits, etc. And middle of this video, I'm also hoping to show you a legal structure of a work permit and also what are the informations that you have to notice when you receive a work permit. So this video will be a little bit informative, so therefore it could be a little bit longer duration. However, I request you to stick with me till the end and gather all this information which I'm sharing with you. But before we go on to the video, if you are new to my channel, I have to tell you that I'm not an immigration lawyer or a visa consultant or an agent. I'm sharing this information with you purely based on my own experience and researches. So keeping this in mind, let's go to the video. A work permit is a document entitles a foreigner to work legally in Poland. Also has a basis of residence, enabling for them to perform work accordance with the regulations. When we talk about different types of work permits, in Poland you will see 5 to 6 types of work permits. Among these, you will receive Type A work permit to perform work under an agreement. This A-type work permit will be issued a validity duration of 1 year up to 3 years, not more than 3 years. And there is another work permit type called Seasonal Work Permit, Type S. And this work permit will be issued only for a period of 9 months. It is your Polish employer's duty to apply for a work permit for you. Your Polish employer has to deliver necessary documents to the authority in order to apply for a work permit to the candidate. The main thing which you have to understand is that work permits are not issued by your employer or by any private companies. There are authorities who issues the work permit. That is so-called voivodeship office. There are 16 offices in different regions. So your employer has to apply for your work permit through one of these voivodeship office which belongs to that region where the company is. So when we take about the process time, this is a question which everyone asks from me because they have been told that for the work permit process it will take about 2 to 3 months time. And they ask me, why does it take so long? You have to understand that this is just not a paper which is issued. Even though that it's issued as a paper for you, but there are lots of rules and regulations and formalities which they have to follow before they issue this work permit. So that's why it takes that much time duration. So generally, when you take the time duration of a work permit process, it will be like 45 days, working days. But in such cases, according to the application traffic in the region where your employer has applied, according to that application traffic, it could take more than 45 days. Around 45 days to 60 days can be estimated as the time duration for this work permit process. But after the work permit is issued, your company also has a role to perform in order to prepare your other necessary documents. So that's why they take a little bit longer period to process your work permit and the documentations. And the voivoda will issue 3 copies of your work permit. One is for the voivoda file, one is for your employer, and one is for you. When we speak about the process of your work permit, in this process, your Polish employer has a big role to perform because he has to provide necessary documents in order to apply for your work permit. If you take about the documents, he has to provide application, a completed application, and the proof of the payment of the application fee, also the certificate of the national code registration, tax reports, and financial statements, and also the passport copy of the candidate and the contract, etc. So there are lots of documents which employer has to provide to apply for your work permit to the authorities. And once they analyze these documents and the proofs only, they will decide to issue or not to issue your work permit. So there could be some chances where your work permit could be rejected as well. And now I will show you the structure of a legal work permit, and I will explain you what are the informations that you have to notice when you receive a work permit. In one of my previous videos as well, I explained about this, but here, since we are talking about the work permits, I will give you a brief idea and explanation about the legal work permit. This is a structure of a legal work permit issued by the Voivoda Śląski. Now I will explain you the elements. Remember, the work permit is always issued in Polish, one page, and with 2 sides. So if you can see over here on top of the page, you will see the identification in the central system. Identyfikator w systemie centralnym. Here you will find the work permit number, and this is the code of the Voivoda Śląski. And then on the left side of the page, you will find here the eagle logo, under that the voivodeship name, and below that you will find the case number. And on the right side of the page, you will find the place of issued and the date of issue. On the center, zezwolenie, it means permit type A, and here you will find the same work permit number which appears here as well. So this one and this one will be the same work permit number, which entitles you to work in Poland. And this is the legal act on which basis that your work permit is issued. So if you see after your legal para, here you will find your Polish company information or your recruiting agent's information. Full name of the company, address, telephone number, and the email address. After that, here you will see the candidate's information. It means your information. Your full name, here your nationality, date of birth, what is your position, what's your contract type, hours of working per week, here the salary, per hour salary and per month salary. This will be your gross salary, right? And here, if it's a recruiting agent who applied for your work permit, then some recruitment agencies, they will mention the original company which you'll be working, that original company's information over here. Some mention as not applicable. And here, at the bottom of the page, you will find the validity of your work permit. This work permit is valid from 1st of May 2022 to 30th of April 2025. So this is the first page, the front side of your work permit. And on the back side of your work permit, on the other side, you will see the terms and conditions and the regulations on the second page. And also here, this red stamp. I will come back to this later in the video, but now this stamp was important. And here, this is the stamp of the voivodeship which issued the work permit, Voivode Slonski. So kindly note that the original stamp of the voivoda should be like this. And on the right side of the page, here you will see their stamp and the signature of the officer who issued your work permit. So this work permit was issued by this officer's computer system. So that officer's signature and the stamp contained in this on this work permit. So this is it. There are 2 pages. First page contains all these information which I told you, and the second page contains all the rules and regulations and the conditions and this red stamp, and on the right side this stamp and the signature of the officer who issued the work permit. 29th July 2022, the Ministry has made some changes in the foreigner's work permit. I hope you can remember I explained you that on the work permit there should be a red color stamp containing an eagle sign on backside of the work permit. So the first changes the ministry has made is to remove this stamp, remove this red color voivoda stamp from the work permits. Therefore, if your employer is applying for your work permit after the 29th of July 2022, the work permits which will be issued will not contain this red stamp, contains this eagle sign. You will see only the stamp, the red color stamp, and the signature of the officer who has issued your work permit. Actually, there are 2 ways of applying for a work permit. One is the classical way. The other one is the electronical way. So if your work permit is applied and issued electronically, then that work permit also will not contain a red stamp or a stamp of the officer who issued your work permit. There will be only a small sentence will be mentioning that this work permit is issued electronically, therefore it doesn't contain any signature or any stamp. So it doesn't mean that this is illegal. This is only the structure has been changed according to the new rules. But in case, if you're still thinking, or if you still have any doubt whether your work permit is legal or not, you can simply do one thing. You can Google your voivodeship which issued your work permit and find out the email address of the particular voivoda. And then try to drop them a mail attaching your work permit and request them to verify whether this is a legal document or not. But don't forget to include your passport information and your information on the email body. The second change is before 29 July 2022. If your employer is applying for your work permit, in the Labor Department, there was a requirement to provide the complete scanned copy of the candidate's passport. It means if the passport contains 64 pages, employer must provide all 64 pages of the candidate to the certain authority. But after the 29th July 2022, the employer, they changed the rule as the employer has to provide only the bio page of the candidate's passport. So you don't need to scan the whole passport now. Only the bio page, which contains all your information, would be sufficient for applying for the work permit. Unfortunately, there are no changes in the duration of the work permit process. It is as it is, it's only 45 working days, and they have not made any changes in the duration. So that's all for today, and I hope this video was informative and also helpful for you. You have gained some knowledge about the work permit and its process. So if you think it is useful for you, don't forget to show some love by liking it, sharing it, and also to share your feedback in the comment box. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, kindly leave a message in the comment box, or you can reach me through the channel's Facebook Messenger page, or just drop me an email to the channel's email address. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so you'll be updated about the future videos. I have to mention you here that I have created a folder under the playlist, and I have lined up all the videos in English version, so you can easily find all my videos in English language. Kindly go to my playlist, and under the playlist you will find English version. And also, if anyone wants to find the videos only in Sinhala version, then all my videos are under All About Poland. So these are two folders that I have made for these two languages, which will not be kind of confusion, because I have to do this channel with your request, and also helping the local community in two different languages. So kindly bear it with me and be updated that all your English videos will be listed under the English version. So we will meet once again with another informative video. Until then, take care. Papa.